You see that little guy behind me? Just kind of sitting there. Hey, him. And I guess you and you. Well, I found one. I was able to get. Well, it's kind of hard to see when my shiny Wooper is kind of standing on top of it, but I did get this. It took like 30 resets, but I did it. I did the thing. So, this is how we're gonna be getting Dunsparce today. And good news, because I'm doing it this way, I don't have to worry about, you know, having to stock up on sandwiches or anything. So, no worries about resets. None of that. We just go. We just knock out like 60 of these guys and we're off. Simple. I do want to double check because I forgot to do it before stream. I want to double check something. Here we go. Someone's made an infographic. I can look at it. So, to get the best out of outbreaks, we're talking the 1 in 512. I need to use the sandwich as well as the 60 knockouts. But with the charm and knockouts alone, it's still 1 in 819, and that's good enough for me. We're going to be seeing a good amount of these things, so I can work with that. It is technically worse odds than doing charm sandwiches, but I don't have to keep recharging sandwiches with this method, so we'll just go with this. I think it'll be a little bit more consistent, at least. I brought out an Earthworm for this, because this Earthworm was what I used against the Dragon Knight. So, it's just what I had on standby. That's really the whole story here. I'm also only keeping big tracks, so I might go a little bit over the knockouts I need, but as long as I don't get rid of the whole thing, we'll still be able to get plenty of Dunsparce. Also, doing this method means I get a lot more of the Pokemon drops. Because I'll admit, while trying to grind for apricot balls with the item printer, I kind of ran out of a lot of stuff. So any excuse I can get more is good. So here we are. So we're not gonna knock out stuff for too long. I think we'll go until we see the second message where it's like, yeah, it's definitely starting to get lower. And then probably a few more for good measure. And then that'll just be it. And then it's just gonna be looping around this really small area. Just spawning and despawning these guys. And hopefully we see a lot of them. Whether or not it will be more effective than doing it in Area 0 is yet to be determined. I'm not using a sandwich for this. I know for best odds I should be using a sandwich. But there is one flaw with the sandwich spawn stuff. Dunsparce ain't the only normal type around here. So, while the outbreak would definitely get boosted, there's also the chance I see a young goose around here. So, it's not exactly the best, considering what I'm actually trying to go for. Starting to go down, about halfway. That should only take you a few minutes more. I could have done this before we started, but that would mean that there's a chance I find a shiny before the stream starts, and I don't want to do that. So I'm doing the setup on stream. I think it's going to be consistent with what I plan to do in the future. Good news is, well, I had a little bit of problems trying to find where the outbreak actually was. I went straight for above ground, right behind town. I'm like, okay, I'll see him, right? And it gave me the notification that it was there, but there was nothing. So I'm like, okay, they're underground. Where's the access to underground? And it became clear to me that this is an area I barely explored, because I found some item drops down here I didn't get. So I really didn't explore this cave too much. But, yeah. It makes sense for Dunsparce to be down underground. I was hoping I'd find them above ground, but I don't know if there's a spot where Dunsparce can show up above ground. They might not. But you know, it's sad for this entire thing, we're just gonna be seeing a lot of caves, but hey, it's a different kind of cave with different music. It's variety, I guess. So there's that. At least. Yeah. I got it. I'm doing my best here, okay? I just wanted to have a little bit of variety. There's definitely getting lower. We'll do a few more just to make sure we're above 60, because I think it fluctuates a bit. I think we'll get this small group over here, and then it's just back and forth. We'll hope to see some pink ones. And you. Okay, that should be good enough. Now's the point where we start going around. We just, do a few small loops. Excuse me, can you not do that anymore, Orthorn? Thank you. We've definitely not got enough by now. But, the whole outbreak seems to be just on this platform up here. It's definitely a smaller one, which is a little disappointing in comparison to how Area 0 is like. But I come down here, I don't really see anything. So, I think it's just the one spot up here. If I can get back to it, because I hit a ceiling, I guess. Oops. Oh my god, I'm so bad at the flying controls. I should not move the camera while doing it. Okay. Got this. Let's see if I need full restores. Not you. You guys. Now, theoretically, I could just do picnic resets. There's Pokemon despawn when you load up a picnic, so theoretically, as long as I get in a spot where I'm not in their spawn area, but I'm so close enough to where they do spawn, I should still see plenty of them. Like if I do this, the only problem is if I miss a shiny, it gets rid of it. So this is a risky method in its own right. Now we should start seeing them spawn in again. Or it's just the one over there, and now we're getting random stuff over there, and this ain't helpful. Never mind. This is the problem. You guys. Ah! You guys are why I'm not using a normal sandwich, because I don't want a shiny young goose right now. Hey Vex, glad you make it this time. I saw your comment last time how you just barely missed it. I hope you at least are able to watch the VOD, because holy crap, the end was hilarious. You would not believe how last stream ended. Like, I was debating whether or not I wanted to do 4 sandwiches, and then the game's like, no, you're doing 3, we're stopping here, because it's just too funny. There's no point in continuing because you're not going to stop this. And then I decided to look for an outbreak instead, because I want a little bit of variety. But, yeah, how you been? I'm gonna back away and respawn these guys. So I think we should the same spawns again. Grab this. See, as you can see, I have not explored this cave that much. I'm still finding item pickups down here. So where are the Dunsparce? So the good thing is I'm not going to see the Dunsparce in the wild right now. Bad news is I'm seeing a bunch of other random stuff because I'm not using sandwiches right now. Though probably I should, for the best odds, but then again, Dunsparce ain't the only normal type around here, so... I mean, how far would it help? You missed it by minutes. I saw the notification, like, right after. Oh well, we tried. But let's just say, I only had a chance to evolve 1 Dunsparce yesterday. The rest were the Dunsparce spawns. So, of course I had no chance of getting a 3 segment. But, the game decided to spite me. The game was just like, hey, you want Dunsparce? Too bad. Here's 3 shiny Dunsparce in a span of 5 minutes. It's like, what? The game was just feeling super spiteful at the end of the stream, and I'm just like, why are you like this? Okay. I couldn't have planned that. I'm still kind of in shock about it, thinking about it. Like, what are the odds of that? Because realistically, that shouldn't happen. But it did. Okay, this is making it really annoying. Only 16 Pokemon could be on the screen at once, and they're spawning swarms of 5! Of things I don't want! Of things that are not part of the Dunsparce outbreak! And a sandwich ain't gonna fix that, because if I do that, it's just gonna spawn groups of 5 with Young Goose and Gumshoes. That's not helpful! What am I supposed to do? I should have tried resetting a few more times to see if I can get Dunsparce in a better area, but like, I didn't know how long that was going to take. It took me like 20 resets to get this. And honestly, I think it was kind of lucky. So, what am I supposed to do here? Damn it, now I'm debating using a sandwich. I'd hate to, but... it might be helpful. Boost the odds a bit more and get all of the non-normal types out of the way. That lowers the spawn pool. So I guess that helps a little bit. Yeah, let's do it. Save our game so we have the outbreak at the right amount. And technically, I guess it's sandwich time after all. It's blinding. I'm in a cave. It's supposed to be dark. Okay. Tomato, onion, green pepper, and hamburger. So, yeah, I maxed out on almost every ingredient because I just had really max money. There are some ingredients I couldn't get because I think they're specific to certain cities. I just couldn't find them. So... Oops. It's way too bright suddenly. What the heck? Like, it's looking washed out. Why is it so blinding right now? I'm in a cave. Is it overcompensating? Jesus. The tofu, like, it looks like there's no texture on the tofu. What is this? Game? What are you doing? What is this lighting? Oh crap, I hope that's not too bad. I think I can handle one! Damn it, I forgot to check the website again! I even brought it up last stream and everything, I got sidetracked. I think the three Dunsparce at the end threw me off guard. I just completely forgot about everything else. Damn it. Who cranked up the bloom? Oh my gosh. Who let the Sonic Colors Ultimate devs in here? Sparkling title. Okay, so losing one bell pepper ain't bad. It's still fine. We're still good. Alright, so we should be seeing a lot more normal types, and hopefully not much of anything else. This also means the outbreak is now operating at 1 in 512 odds, so we should be seeing more shinies than normal. Theoretically. Theoretically. I don't know if we will, it's all luck. But realistically, we should at least see 1 or 2 this sandwich. Not necessarily guaranteed, but, you know. This sandwich likely won't be a dud or anything. Keep your eyes open for pink. Oh god. I keep forgetting, don't turn the camera when you're flying. Because it just messes with the controls. Don't do it. Like, this was so natural to turn the camera while flying. It's like, I want to go that way. And the game's like, no, we're not basing the controls off that right now. I did spend a lot of last stream talking about the recent Sony stuff, though. Like the PS5 Pro. And how much of a freaking joke that is right now. What is fine. And, again, I guess I am a little bit of a Nintendo fanboy, but to be fair, that's just because I grew up with Nintendo stuff, so it kind of just makes sense. But, the thing is, I think Nintendo just kind of wins the next generation without really trying. Yeah, Sony's like in a bit of a mess. Like, they have a game that's in development for 8 years. That's it's $40, doesn't look great, and it's competition all free. So it just completely shuts down in 2 weeks. Then they release Astrobot, which is one of the best platformers to ever exist, apparently. I can't play it. I don't have a PS5. I've heard fantastic things about it. And then all of the goodwill from that, the massive rebound from Astrobot, completely tanks because a week later Sony's like, hey, PS5 Pro, barely any different, no disk drive, give us $700. What? What are you doing? I don't get you. And then around the same time that happened, Xbox freaking laid off more people. It's like they're doing their thing again. So like, Nintendo theoretically just has to show up and be like, hey, Switch 2, there's games, here's a few new ones. $400. Buy. And that's it. And they just win. Because it feels like these other companies are just ruining themselves with really stupid mistakes. Like, who thought half of this was a good idea? What are they thinking? He's hungry to flop as hard as possible, meanwhile with Astrobot, and then flop with the PS5. It's a roller coaster! Like, it's so over. Oh, we're so back! It's so over. Like, all in the span of a couple weeks. What happened? What is Sony doing? Seriously, like, Nintendo has no competition here. And they've been mocked endlessly because, you know, they tend to, you know, stay behind. They don't focus on, like, these massive graphical upgrades, and they're always, like, a couple of generations behind in power. But, like, think about it for a second. Switch, the Switch now is about as powerful as an Xbox 360 PS3, right? That generation. So, realistically, the next generation, the Switch 2, would be as powerful as the PS4. Which, in case you aren't noticing, is still getting games. So, multi-platform, the Switch 2 is about on par with everything this generation. So... I'm just kind of thinking Nintendo kind of just has the next generation, you know, in the bag. Xbox has all the power, none of the games. Sony has frickin' neither. Like, they're focusing on graphics, so you can see the pores on characters' faces. Not like it matters, because, like, you can't frickin' tell. Half the time it's all zoomed out anyway, and, like, seriously, I've seen the images from their presentation. Here's the difference between a PS5 and a PS5 Pro. I legit can't tell the difference! What? Excuse me? So there's some of the power. No, they have no games. Astrobot was there first. Remember, PS5 has no games. But yeah, Nintendo, for the past 2 generations, their business strategy is, yeah, we're not going to focus on catching up with power and everything, and yeah, that may seem as a downside to some, but like, we're going to make fun games, and we're going to take full advantage of what we got. And it's going to be reasonably priced as a result. So, we win. But remember, the Wii was a massive success, and then everyone tried to copy the motion controls. It's like, wait a minute, maybe we can have a piece of this Wii pie, you know? And then the Wii U, I think, was just a problem with marketing, really more than anything else. But that's getting copied. Like, freaking Sony recently copied the Wii U gamepad. Look how it's doing for them. Sony copied stuff too late. Now the Switch exists, and it's just the Wii U gamepad, but better, and they just didn't catch on. And now we have the Switch, where now we have Steam coming out of the woodwork being like, what if we made a console? Hey, what if we did this console thing, and then they made the Steam Deck? So, oops. It's strange, Nintendo being so behind in terms of console power and graphics, they seem to be fairly influential in the business, huh? Just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. Not to mention, I don't care how good PS5 theoretically is. Have you seen how, like, appetizing the meat looks in Mario Party Jamboree? Like, seriously, around the time the PS5 Pro was announced, Nintendo just posts a friggin' tweet where it's just a little video of a steak on a grill for Mario Party. It's just meat. And everyone's going insane because holy shit, it looks so good. And this thing's 2 generations behind. It's not about trying to get us ray tracing stuff and trying to get every single little pore on a face. It's just you just have your stuff. It's just how you use it. And clearly, Nintendo knows what they're doing. It's just that everyone else is a bit confused. Again, it seems like I'm a bit of a fanboy, but like, it's just really funny to compare. Like, it feels like Nintendo's just doing their own thing, and they're just winning because of it. Like, no chasing trends, no trying to get on the latest stuff, and they just win. Like that one video from a few years back where it's like Nintendo Switch has games, kind of became a little bit of a meme, but like, it's true! It ain't about the graphics, it ain't about the console power, it's about the games you make using that stuff. And Sony has nothing, and Xbox has nothing, so like, oops! Good job, guys! Oh, man. It's just kind of funny to think about. Don't get me wrong, Nintendo has its problems. Nintendo has its problems with looking at all the copyright stuff, but like, you know, I'll admit, when they win, they win. And then last stream, I was serious and wait a minute. People are making comments like, oh my gosh, Switch 2 will come anytime now, and it just completely destroys Sony. And I'm like, wait a minute. We could realistically see a reveal this month. Because think about it, like, at the end of last month, right before I left on vacation, we got like a double direct, but it's their, I hate to call it lesser, because that really is doing a disservice to third parties and indie developers, but like, I'm never as hyped for those. And granted, from what I heard, outside of stuff like Pizza Tower getting a port, there really wasn't that much. I think there was another Capcom collection in there, because Capcom's addicted to those lately. But that's really it, right? Still no news on Silk Song, where is it? I was hoping to see Professor Layton, honestly, but still no news on that. They teased it a couple years ago, and then it's just been dead silent. Where did Layton go? Where is his new World of Steam? I want to solve some puzzles, dang it! Let me solve some puzzles! But yeah, realistically, think about it for a second. They do their smaller presentations about the last little bit of stuff on Switch. And then, the following presentation, here comes the Switch 2. Full glory. Like, we could be seeing it next week, it could be the week after, who knows? I totally understand seeing it sometime this month, and I theorize that, you know, maybe we see sometime this month. Back when they announced, like, what was it, last main direct? being like, there will not be news about Switch 2 in this Direct and everything. And I'm like, okay. No, it was back in February. They announced we're going to do a February one. Which is really surprising. They don't really announce Directs that far in advance most of the time. And then I was like, okay, they might do one. They might do one in June. Which I think they did. And they did one in June. That was when we got Metroid Prime 4, duh. And then I theorized, like, okay, maybe we'll see, or maybe it'll be like the Switch again, when we get the reveal in September. And then they drop a smaller Direct in August, and PS5 Pro just got an announcement, so I'm like, things are kind of lining up to where, theoretically, if they wanted to do a Switch 2 reveal now, they could. What's funny about Xbox? What's funny about Xbox? What are they doing? What's going on in their corner besides layoffs? I can't. What is it with them? Hey, you guys make a cool game. We bought your studio. Oops, your entire studio got gutted 3 months later. What is this business strategy called? What the heck are you doing? Wouldn't it be better if you had your companies that you buy make more really good games? Like, Hi-Fi Rush did really well for you. What are you doing? They tended to have their own platformer mascot. That's weird. I haven't seen Xbox do any platform things recently. What's going on with that? Where'd that go? Huh? Where is it? What's Xbox even doing? I don't understand the gaming industry sometimes. I feel like a lot of these companies make the weirdest decisions. And I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I don't think I ever will, honestly. I'm just kind of here for the ride. And that's just that. Oh well. Here we are. This is life. Are we sure the odds are 1 in 512? Because it's not really showing. I'm getting these guys to show up. I don't want these guys to show up. Go away. You're influencing the spawn numbers. Go away. Oh, man. Where is the pink? Where is the little sparkles? Nope. Where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. It's just all teal. Come on, guys. You can do this. Shine for me, please. Odds are not looking good. Actually killed their own mess because they restarted games this. Oh! Oh, you're talking about Blinks, I think! Yeah, I heard about that! Oops! Good job, guys! Yeah, Mario, Sonic, Jack and Daxter, yeah, you're all screwed! And then they screwed themselves. And then we never saw them again. Whatever happened to that guy? Oh, man. The industry is just so baffling sometimes. Though I will admit, Halo did numbers for him. So was it really that bad? I guess it was kind of an okay trade-off, realistically. Actually good games. I wouldn't know. I never played them. Wasn't an Xbox kid either. I was just, I was fully Nintendo. Outside of, you know, PC and, mobile devices. In terms of home consoles, it's always been Nintendo for me. In terms of portable gaming, you know, until I got my phone, it's been Nintendo. I was a Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS guy. PSP? What the heck is that? But yeah, I feel like I kind of missed out the longest time. So I didn't have this wide variety of game consoles. I was solely Nintendo for the longest time. Nowadays, I don't know if I'm really missing anything. Like, Sony has one game. Finally. And, like, that's it. It's like, what's Xbox doing right now? Because laying off people. Is that, like, I remember seeing something a few months back being like, they're starting to back away from consoles. They're going to focus on cloud gaming. So, Xboxes may not even be a thing anymore fairly soon. So, I don't know. Personally, I don't like the idea of cloud gaming. I don't like going all digital. And I think it's dumb when that sort of stuff happens. Like, the Kingdom Hearts stuff from a few directs back, being cloud only, I kind of get it. Like, how well is the Switch going to run those natively? Let's face it. But it's still disappointing as hell. And then PS5 Pro, you have to buy the disc drive for it. I think you're forced to have an internet connection with it too. Though I'm not entirely sure why. Like, what? What are you doing? Really? Now I didn't hear anything about that. I just remember seeing a thing from a little while back being like, yeah, we're trying to focus a bit more on other stuff. We have PC, we have cloud gaming opportunities we could do. Who needs a console anymore, am I right? So if they are doing a portable one, like, that's cool, I guess. I'm not sure one. Apparently they're just gonna copy the Switch. Realistically, though, like, I heard nothing about that. Oh my god! This is the problem. This is why I didn't want to use a damn sandwich. Get out of here. You guys, shoot! Run away. Get out of here. I came here for Dunsparce. This really was not a good outbreak spot, realistically. Like, it's random. I could keep resetting for more, but like, there's no guarantee I get. Oh my god, stop! I want these guys. Come on. Like if I see that kind of purple color, I'm gonna be sad. Like, I'm gonna be kind of sad. Yeah, the gaming industry's a bit weird right now, and I don't really get it. That's what I'm saying! If they sparkle but Dunsparce doesn't, I'm gonna be so frustrated. And it won't even be funny either, like with the Dunsparces yesterday. It won't even be funny. It'll just be like, well, guess boosting with the outbreak did nothing. I might as well go back to Area 0. And that's just sad. Nintendo's gonna become a monopoly by doing nothing. Oh my god. It'd be funny. It'd be so funny. Like, no one, like, so many people online barely saw Nintendo as competition, because, again, they're doing their own thing, and of course the Sony fanboys are laughing like, ha, your Switch could not do anything the PS5 can. You're right, because the Switch has games. But but you see the most stupid business decisions from half these companies. It's like, oh, did Nintendo seriously tortoise and hare you guys? Like, I made this comparison yesterday. Like, Nintendo's kind of the tortoise, like going at its own pace, not even really trying to go super fast or anything. Well, these other companies are like the hare. They're racing ahead, chasing the trends, doing the next big thing. And then they do something really stupid. The hare falls asleep during the race. The turtle's not gonna catch up, it's fine. These companies are doing weird things, like Sony's trying to make consoles with so much power that they're not taking advantage of. You can't even tell the difference between even like slight iterations anymore. Xbox is buying these different companies and firing everybody. And now Nintendo has played the long game. Next generation, they're caught up. They've caught up to everyone. Uh-oh. Sony and Xbox better be sweating. But it's gonna be too late. Nintendo's just gonna freaking win. Yeah, it'd be kind of concerning, but like, do you think that would be the wake-up call? Like, do you think Nintendo catching up and just absolutely dominating the gaming sphere because they've been doing stupid shit while Nintendo's just been kind of doing their own thing? Do you think they'll change their perspective, or do you think they'll be incredibly stubborn? Like expectations are low with these companies, but how low should we make it? It's like, they kind of brought this upon themselves when you think about it, right? They kind of did this to themselves. Yeah, monopoly's a big problem, but like, if it's a monopoly caused by the competition just being incredibly stupid, then I don't know how to feel. Competition, good thing, but it has to be competition that's actually worth a damn. Because I'm just sitting here baffled. I'm just really confused. It's like, you'd think they'd have some idea of what they're doing, but maybe they don't. And then there's just Nintendo. Crazy thing, Nintendo started as a toy company, and here they are, being like the one bit of hope in the game industry in terms of home consoles. What? No wonder Nintendo gets copied so much. These companies need to take notes. What's Nintendo doing? How are they doing so well? My sandwich is about up and I've seen nothing. What's going on here? Hello? Game? Are you not gonna give me any shinies? Hello? Now I'm concerned that, like, that math sounds enough. It's like, I should have seen something by now, right? around again. Where are the shinies? Well, I normally have better luck with outbreaks without sandwiches, which is kind of sad. Anyway, more positive news. You weren't here last stream, but they released new key art for Sonic and Shadow Generations. So freaking good. So freaking good. It's like, holy shit. The hype is real. I think Sonic's in a good place. I think Sonic's in a good place. I think Sega finally got their shit together. In all honesty, I think they managed. Also, apparently, a manga released for it recently. That's cool. Even getting all of the boosts here? Oh. What are the odds it'd be this bad? You're joking here. Where are they? Shinies. Those sparkly dudes. Recent layoffs at Xbox, they're more or less actually just laying off the companies who bought their need. I mean, I guess it's still a shame. But at the same time, it just plays into the whole meme that's around them right now. Just Xbox buy company, lay off everyone, which is just terrible. Like, it's not doing them any favors. The same. I'm gonna reset the game to get my herba back. But at the same time, you'd think they'd have those people do something else, you know? Or at least help out with the marketing so that way they're, you know... I get having the central focused marketing, but, like, you can still spread out a bit, right? There's nothing wrong with extra marketing, right? Yeah. I just don't know why they're like this. buy a company, lay off people within a few months. It's consistent. Even if it's just marketing, like it's still really unfortunate. If there isn't something else you could have done. And the story kind of just plays at the same every time. They keep buying these companies, and stuff is just shifted. Also, the bloom is worse. I can't even tell the difference between the tofu and the bread anymore. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh my god, it's so much worse now. What is happening to the lighting? The bloom's worse than last time. Game! What are you doing? Oh my god, cool it! Yeesh! I've seen games be washed out, but this is ridiculous. I get we're in a cave, so the light is going to be a little bit different, but I feel like they're overcompensating a little bit. Sheesh. Freaking yikes. You think, I know what's I think I know what's happening, realistically, because the lighting is a little bit different in caves. And every time you leave the cave, it's always super bright when you come out of it. I think when you do the sandwich minigame, it always assumes you're outside. So it's doing the outside lighting, which is currently super blinding right now. The thing is, it's only super blinding when you first leave, because then it tones down, because, you know, it's going back to normal lighting. It's meant to kind of give that feel of your eyes adjusting, I guess. But the picnic doesn't properly take that into account, and it just blinds you. Oops. Can you tell this game was rushed? but yeah, I can kind of understand what the heck's happening, but it's still terrible. Never addressed a patch either. They fixed a couple smaller things with patches fairly early on, and they just never went back to it. When was the last time this game actually had an update? Like, when the last DLC came out? If that? That's it. I think most of the last couple updates are just add the Pokemon in for DLCs and home compatibility. That's it. Like, when was the last time they did any noticeable bug fixes in this game? I think they just kind of gave up. Which, you know, fair, put your resources in the Legends ZA. Like, you know this game's kind of, at this point, a bit unsalvageable, but, you know, a little touching up here and there would be nice, at least. Honestly, thinking about it, I feel like games being able to update and everything has been a general good with games, but I feel like it's led to this mindset during game development of get the game out now, fix it later. And later might not even come in some cases. So it's just kind of frustrating. Like, game updates, super good. Fix little things in games here and there, add little extra content updates, that sort of thing. That's always nice. But we now live in a day and age of day one patches where the game's just not ready and they still release it and they have to update it immediately. Or like the version on the disc ain't the version they want you to play, where they had to get the game manufactured and everything so they can put it on the shelves. It's like, updates are a good thing, I'll admit, but I feel like it's also a bit of a curse. The again, the gaming industry has this wrong mindset. It's like, good things have come out of updates, don't get me wrong, but I feel like their purpose is being a bit misconstrued in the industry. It just feels like a lot of the gaming industry views updates as an excuse they can use to justify crunch time. Like, don't. That's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's a bad way of thinking. Yeah, the new art's so freaking good. They did kind of spoil the final boss though with the new form for Black Doom, but holy shit, it looks so cool. Giving off real like biblical angel vibes with it. It's great. And then people notice the shadows. Sonic Shadow is classic Sonic, and Shadow's Shadow, as funny as that sounds, has the wings on it. That's really cool. That's really cool. I like stuff like that. Little extra details like that. And then people immediately edited the key art to have the two fist bumps. Of course. It's like the perfect setup for that, man. It's perfect. Seriously though, Sonic and Shadow Generations looking so good right now. We may have one of the best Sonic games of all time on our hands, and that's coming from a guy who really likes Generations already. Like, holy shit. Like, in terms of the remaking Generation side, they definitely took some notes after what happened with Ultimate. And then in terms of Shadow, they're taking some notes with game development in general, it seems. Like, holy shit! It looks so good! There's a shiny! There we go! All it took was praising Sonic and Shadow Generations. So can I play? Can I play? Can I play? Can I play? Come here, you. Yeah, understandable, but like, it's still at least part of the final boss. They can kind of show that off early. And it's not like the Time Eater, where it's a very clear, major thing in the plot the entire time. We didn't see anything that looked like that at all. And we saw Doom's eye, he looked normal. So like, what the heck? Still looks so freaking cool though, 100%. Still looks so freaking cool. I also saw some recent discussion about Metal Overlord. So a little while back, they released a little bit of footage showing Shadow fighting Metal Overlord, which, holy shit, looks so good. And there's this whole discussion about lately, to where it's like, comparing it to the Leviathan, comparing it to the Leviathan, the general shape of it being because he, copied chaos data. Like, that's really cool. I really like it. It's nice. I also think it's kind of cool that that Shadow's fighting it without going super or anything. Like, this shows how powerful these new Doom powers are. It's also a nice parallel to Sonic, where he was able to fight perfect chaos as normal Sonic. No chaos thermals required. With the power of boost. It's just kind of cool to see these characters like getting stronger over time. These past foes can be dealt with so much easier with the new powers they've unlocked nowadays. It's just kind of neat. And now I'm just thinking about how, like, 20 years in the future, Sonic's gonna be able to beat the Titans without going super. Like, that's never gonna happen, but it's a funny thought. It's a hilarious thought to think about. Like, you couldn't do shit to him in Frontiers without using the Chaos Emeralds. And then, like, a couple decades later, they release a new game, and they bring the Titans back, because, of course, Sega doing the nostalgia stuff. And Sonic just wipes him with some other new power he's gotten. It's like, holy shit. It's just so funny to think about. It's so funny. Just so freaking hilarious. Let's get some new spawns in here. I think I'm getting the same old Dunsparce now. Refresh. Here we go. Turn around. Everything is kind of crazy that Sega kind of just did their own Year of Luigi style thing, but it worked out so much better for Sega. Don't get me wrong, I like the Year of Luigi, and the stuff they did for him was nice. But, like, Luigi didn't get a movie. Oh, man. It is kind of nice, though. It is kind of nice, though. And more proof that trying to get these characters back on track, Shadow is legitimately cool again, and not just some edgelord. The world is healing. Shadow is cool again. You love to see it. You love to see it. Good B-roll event in the Valley of Ice game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how we got it. Yeah, that's why I'm not, like, on my way to look at all of the B-roll. Like, I've seen a little bit of it when people talking about, holy shit, there's actual routes in Kingdom Valley. Like, whoa! So I saw, like, a little bit. Definitely not the full stage, and only a couple paths. But, like, it's so promising. I love it. But I'm trying not to spoil myself too much on it, you know? Gotta be a little careful. I want to be a bit more careful this time. It's like, I love the stuff we're getting, and I'm hyped for it, but, you know, there's something about actually playing the game yourself that's just so magical. It's why, even though I actually have Tears of the Kingdom, I have not played it yet, because I know it's a Zelda game. It's a big Zelda game. So it's one of those games you kind of have to sit down and set aside a lot of time to. And I don't really have that right now. And as a result, I have not seen any major gameplay of either Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. And I need to get on that. I need to actually freaking play Tears of the Kingdom already, but, like, I don't know. I'm not streaming it, 100%. It's just way too dang big. Do you want me to play it for freaking 3 years? No. It's like Like, my streams only go for like 2 or 3 hours each, and like I know Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are a lot larger than like like I can beat Link to the Past in a couple hours. It's fine, but like not a couple streams. This is a better word. Like I can easily compress that down to like an afternoon. Zelda games have only been getting bigger. And because it's a massive open world game, there's a lot more to it. So making a stream series out of it would just be a lot. Would just be a lot. I wanted to look at chat and we were also moving. That was on me. Where is this go? Another smaller SMS going in? I'm not looking. I'm not seeing this. But it's cool. There's even like little routes. You kind of like blink and you miss it. That sort of stuff's kind of cool. At least it's clear they're putting thought into the level design. It's not super basic and kind of like automatic like Forces. It's not reused like Frontiers. But there's full proper thought into making all of these routes feel distinct and feel like they have kind of a point. It's good. I like it. More, please. Fair to your spot. But also the fastest one available. I mean, fair. I'm perfectly fine with little secret routes. Like, I think back to Marble Zone, where, like, Act 3 you're meant to do this big, long, up and down stuff, going through the lava, kind of just running on blocks. Or, you could just jump over one of the crashers, go on a wall, get an extra life, and then continue on past that, and you've skipped half of Act 3. I am perfectly fine with hidden routes like that. That stuff's cool. Thank you. I just think that stuff's kind of cool. And again, it doesn't feel haphazard, it doesn't feel random. It all seems to make sense and have a sort of flow to it. It's great. And I've heard fantastic things from the things people have said about it. Because I can't play any of these damn demos. I don't go to these big conventions or anything. Fucking me. But like, I wanna play it. I'm so excited. Can the game come out already? Please. I need it! It just looks so good! It just looks so freaking good! Also, I really hope the final boss is actually like a proper final boss. Because, like, as much as I love Generations, the Time Eater fight is just so nothing. But the rest of the bosses were actually pretty good. And then, you know, Time Eater happened, and it was just kind of there. And I got sad. Though I will admit, I was not expecting the no-hit achievement to actually give me a bit of trouble. But, like, it'd be nice if Shadow's final boss actually, you know, felt like a proper boss. I've been playing too much Ocarina of Time lately. I press the right trigger, hoping to center the camera behind me. The power of the Z button. Where does Nintendo pick these letters anyway? Like, A and B I get. X and Y I kind of get, but not really. LR perfectly makes sense. ZLZR? Is that the match with the Y thing? The X and Y? But Z came first because it was on the N64. X and Y were added on GameCube. I could kind of get the logic, but then I don't. I mean, granted, Z feels like a better button name than the D button, especially because there's a D-pad already. And like, outside of A, would another vowel really make sense for any sort of button ever? Ah, yes! Press the E button! Okay. It's perfectly fine with the keyboard, because everything just kind of, it's just set the way it is because of typing, and gaming had to kind of work around it. But when you're making a controller, you don't do that. You don't do that, you know? Controllers are a whole different subject. Anyway, speaking of Pokemon, tomorrow, at the time of streaming, is Ponyta Community Day. And they're doing the same thing they did with Slowpoke a while back, where there's the original Kanto form, and then there's the Galarian form. Both are available at the same time, both can be shiny, both get the same extra move. And honestly, I've been looking for shiny Kanto Ponyta for a while now, because the blue fire looks so good. Now I get my chance to have a bunch of them. I don't really care about the moves much, because I have a general good team for different raid battles. I don't really do the PvP stuff, so a lot of the extra moves don't really matter to me. So I'm not gonna act like the moves it gets for the con day are gonna be some amazing thing, but like, I just think it's neat. I like it. Mention that actually much more scale. Kind of just gonna be a bit of spectacle from my platform. Yeah. Fair enough. Long story short, good Sonic level design? What? We couldn't possibly have that in a new game. What? It's not just random rails and you can hold one button to win? This isn't... What? You mean I actually have to try? Oh, man. Don't get me wrong, though. As much as everyone has complaints with the random boost pads and springs and all that, at least the springs are very satisfying sound. So it can't be all bad. notice a little something in Kingdom Valley? Oh, do tell. I don't want too much shown off to me, but like, if there's cool little details you think I missed in some of the stuff I watched, feel free to share it. Because, you know, cool stuff. Have you seen a single loop? I don't think so. But to be fair, I don't think Kingdom Valley had loops in the original game either. Closest thing I could think of is the thing where you're running on the side of the building, up the roof, and then back down. Which they did bring back. So I don't think Kingdom Valley normally has loops regardless. They understood the assignment. Oh, man. I like loops, don't get me wrong, but like, they kind of lose their power if they're everywhere. There's a lot of Sonic levels that I really like don't have loops in them at all, because they really don't need them. There's only one loop in the entire stage. Rating it back a little bit on the spectacle. At the very least, you have to earn your spectacle a little bit more. That's good. Now, how much spectacle do you really get from loops anyway? Like, it was cool back in the Genesis, and that, I'll admit, there's some pretty cool stuff with it in 3D. But, you know, when you keep putting boost pads in front of them, it feels a lot less cool. I will admit, though, that there are some loops that I find actually really cool. Like, one of my favorite loops is the one in Green Forest, where it's kind of broken on the top. So even though you can clearly still see the animation where Sonic is running on thin air, it's meant to give the illusion that he's jumping from, like, one part of the loop to the other and completing the loop over the missing bit. That's really cool. That's really cool. Nice little way to mix it up a little bit, even if there's still no real control. Good job, guys. It's like a full loop is just half of one during the beginning of the Doom chase. Wow. Shiny Luck's not been great today. I've only seen the one so far today, unless I'm an absolute idiot. Just didn't see another, I walked past. I think my luck's just bad. There we go, as soon as I say it. As soon as I say it, there's the pink. Just to make people upset. Quick ball. Go! I have a few more quick balls anyway, so it's fine. I'm just running low on dusk balls, and I don't want to keep wasting them. Alright, that makes 2. 7 minutes on the sandwich, and then we can make another one. I'm thinking of evolving all the Dunsparce at the end of the stream. Just all in one go, you know? I don't have to necessarily, but I think I want to. I still wish this game had some sort of jukebox or something. Just let me change the music up a little bit, please. I think Sonic Frontiers may have spoiled me a little bit. Oh, man. Never seen... Honestly, 2D's probably where loops work the best anyway. Let's face it. Because even though they're mainly automated nowadays, 3D ones are kind of forced to be automated with the way they do things. 3D ones is still a little bit of freedom. And again, as long as it's not fully automated, just have to still do that with boost pads and everything. But you know. I just want to jump halfway up a loop, and when I hit the ground, I roll and gain a freaking crap ton of speed, you know? That stuff is cool. Problem is, the physics actually have to be, like, made for that sort of thing, and the modern games don't really do that. Honestly, why would I need to do that in Generations anyway? I have Classic Sonic's ultra-powered spin dash. So, like, what's the point? I can accept it, straight up. Yeah, I don't want to overly rely on this stuff. A bit of variety is always nice. And the sandwich is gone. Wrong button. Blue one? There you are. You a blue one? There's still boost odds even without the sandwich. I still have the outbreak stuff done, you know? No panic? Okay, just making sure. Pick the time. And the one thing I am gonna be a bit concerned about is, the Dunsparce here are lower level than they are in Area Zero, so I don't know if they actually have Hyperdrill yet. They might not be able to learn it quite yet. Which it's fine if they don't. I can level them up enough to where they learn it, and then they'll evolve immediately. It's just an extra step I don't really want to do. I mean, granted, it's not that different from going in the menu specifically, but still. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the Chaos Island stuff. It looks so good. It's kind of interesting that they're adapting an open zone into a typical boost level. Typical boost level. Whoa, it's like Shadow Trigger's own thing. But at the same time, like, it's not open zone mechanics. It's a lot more focused on the platforming, less on the exploring the big wide area and getting the fuck lost because the draw distance sucks. But like, you know, It's a different design philosophy, and seeing a new take on an old area with a new design philosophy is just so interesting to me. That's what's kind of interesting about Generations normally, because you have all of these old games now being, like, having levels designed for boost gameplay. And you're having newer levels designed with classic-esque gameplay. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. It would have been cool if Adventure got a little bit more representation, but you know what? I'm happy with what we got. Generations is still a good game in its own right, and now they're making it even better. So, I can't even be mad. Can't even be mad. Sandwich number 3. I might do one more tonight, depending on how many Dunsparce we get here. So I want to see if we can get a full party. I am starting to get pretty hungry though. I haven't eaten much today, and my body's like, feed me! I need food! So, you know. It's getting a little distracting. It's a little distracting. You know, I can power through an extra, like, hour or so. It's fine. Shout out to they show a very open section. Again, it'd be nice to see, like, fully in action how different it is. Also, realistically, Chaos Island would be different for Shadow, wouldn't it? Because, wasn't the whole thing with the Frontiers that because Sonic and his friends were sucked into cyberspace, their memories influenced the look of the island? Like, all of the different, like, cyberspace entry gates and all the floating rails and stuff were because of Sonic. Like, none of that's normally actually there, or at least not quite that way. So realistically, Chaos Island would be different for Shadow because, like, either it's based off of his stuff or we're just seeing how it normally is because Shadow never went to cyberspace. Who knows? Okay, it's gonna be cool to see a different take on it. That's what makes it so nice. Take an old area, even if it isn't that new to begin with, and then do something new with it. That's how you do reuse stuff good. Don't just reuse for the sake of nostalgia. Don't copy and paste. Do something new with it. That's why Mania is still good even with the rehashes. That's why Generations is amazing despite the fact it's all old levels. They do some new shit in there. It's not one-to-one. It's good. Should I give you an emerald? It's a bit different than shot too. It's moving low. I want to see, but I must not pay too close attention. I must not go back. If I go back, they'll be fresh in my memory, and if it kind of, like, I don't know, blurs out is the right word for it, but if I kind of forget about it and then come back, it's gonna feel brand new, and it's gonna be so cool. And I want to kind of, as much as I've been looking into the footage and everything and seeing all this cool stuff, at the same time, I don't want my first playthrough to be fully spoiled or anything. There's just something about the magic of a first playthrough, man. You just can't get back. I remember, like, dodging as much as I could when it came from Mario Odyssey, because it took me a bit to get my Switch. And then after that, it took me a bit to get Odyssey itself. So I played that game, like, maybe about a year after it came out. So I was dodging so much footage of people playing the game until I actually got a chance to play it myself. And it was so magical just playing that game for the first time. That feeling, man. That feeling, man. You gotta love it. I want to be like a little bit careful, just a bit. At the same time, though, I feel like I can kind of cut some slack with the Shadow Generation stuff because, you know, there's not really new levels per se. Like, I might get some of the new level roster spoiled, but like, this seems to be like a big full-length game. They're gonna have a lot of levels in here. There's gonna be a few surprises. They're not gonna show everything. Sonic listening stuff, things implied with Sonic things. Huh. Yeah, things did like change up because of Sonic and Friends showing up. Clearly. It's like things are definitely gonna be different for Shadows. There's your lore justification, ladies and gentlemen. There's the deep lore. Oh man. But yeah, super excited. Super excited, man. I need it. I need the game. Give it to me. Oh. Can I at least get a couple more Dunsparce today? What can I do? I know right now the odds are 1 in 512, but it really doesn't feel that way. It's not just me, right? Like, it's supposed to be 1 in 512 right now because I have the charm, I have a sparkling sandwich, and I'm in an outbreak with 60 plus knockouts. I'm not expecting shinies left and right or anything, but I'm expecting a couple every sandwich. At least. That's how many I'm freaking seeing. Using springs and doing double jumps. Maybe. We still have a lot of questions about that area, and we'll probably never go there again after Shadow's done there, so best we get some answers now. hoping the next outbreak I get for Dunsparce is in a better spot. At least with the outbreak method, they're going to be in different spots every time, so there's a bit more variety in location at least. But, I wish I had better control over it. I don't really fully understand how outbreaks work, so there might be some bit to it I'm not getting. So, I don't know. There might be some weird science to it that's just kind of there, you know? It goes honestly. In this theory that the ancients of Black Ops connect or not. Well, I feel like they kind of would have to be, considering, you know, Chaos Emeralds came from space, different civilization on another planet. It makes sense that other alien life forms would learn about the Emerald's existence at some point. Like, that just makes solid sense to me. I feel like you can kind of just naturally link that. Now, how much are they willing to link to it, I can't be certain. But, like, there definitely is room for something there. Fully, 100%. There's 100% something there. Just kind of depends how far they're willing to go with it. Again, the only game where the Emeralds have some major focus I can't quite naturally put in, which is inferences, is Unleashed. So, you know, when the time comes, when we get our Sonic X Knuckles Unleashed game, like that will be the moment where you learn a bit more about that whole thing. I joke, but at the same time, Knuckles was, I think, meant to show up in Unleashed at one point and just didn't show up. They cut him out entirely. And second, I want Unleashed to be re-released already. I get it, it's still available on newer consoles, and it just now caught up with the newer generation of stuff, but like, I want a chance to play the HD version on computer or on Nintendo. I can't do that! Unleashed Project only goes so far! Yeah, considering the Ancients, Chaos, that whole thing. So there definitely is a lot of room to expand stuff involving the Ancients and the Chaos Emeralds. So, yeah. Sega's got me intrigued. I want answers. I want to learn. I don't really know if we get a good look of it with the image in Frontiers or not, but was the Master Emerald on Angel Island when they found it, or was it just in the middle of some random field somewhere? Because if it was on Angel Island the whole time, that feels like destiny. Just funny thing about that. Are we gonna get a Master Emerald backstory too? How far does this rabbit hole go? My luck has been awful. What the heck? Not even a Youngo shiny or anything either. It's just a game being like, you don't really get anything. That means we're gonna see a bunch of shiny Youngoos at the end of the stream. Ha! I figure my luck would be a little bit better at least, considering I'm technically working with better odds than down in Area 0. So you'd think I'd do a little bit better. That leads to another question. Why did they make an island fly? Did they do it by accident? Was it a cool thing? Were they doing it because they wanted to do more experiments or something? Like, what was the plan there? Well, I know Angel Island clearly has some sort of link. But the thing is, like, was Angel Island already in the air with the Master Emerald on it, just kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere? Or did they bring the Master Emerald from where they found it to Angel Island? You're saying they implied they took it to Angel Island, or they at least made it fly by some sort of thing they did. And it wasn't some natural thing like what was theoretically implied to an extent with the way it was portrayed in Sonic 3 or Sonic Adventure. I'm just saying it's not exactly clear. Obviously there is some link between Angel Island and the Starfall Islands and the Angels and all that, considering, you know, Knuckles, his whole involvement in the entire story, prologue animation, all that. So there definitely is a link there. But I think we're just going off of mainly implications at the moment. Maybe we'll get a bit more elaboration with that, since we're delving a bit more into, you know, Gerald Robotnik's research. And his whole thing was the Ashkenaz tribe and Angel Island and all that sort of stuff. So, learning a bit more Angel Island lore, theoretically. But that's cool to see. That could give us some answers. could see it. I could actually kind of see the shrine being a sort of vault. Kind of like with the Chaos Emeralds, but would that mean there would have to be multiple? And even then, the Master Emerald made Angel Island fly just from sitting there. When you get the Master Emerald back for Knuckles at the end of Sonic 3, I guess Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but you know what I mean. It's just sitting in Angel Island zone. It's just sitting on a random cliffside, and Knuckles runs up like, farewell, thank you for helping me, that's really it. It's not back on a shrine. It's just sitting out in the open. And Angel Island's still floating. So if there is a sort of Master Emerald vault, quote-unquote, then it would have to work differently than the Chaos Emerald ones. Which I get, because, you know, the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds, well, they definitely do have their differences, but how much do they account for that? Making Angel Island fly for safety, I kind of makes sense. At the same time, it's also the only floating island, so outside of maybe a getaway or like a safe haven for a small second, you're kind of bringing attention to yourself. It's the one landmass on the whole planet that's just floating in the air. Like, that's not something someone would take notice of at all. No. I know they say something like, oh, they'll hide it in the clouds will give it cover, but clouds aren't consistent. And even then, we didn't see anything like that past Sonic games. Maybe the weather just wasn't kind to Angel Island that day, who knows? I think there's a little bit more to it than that. Again, I'm willing to bet we'll find a few answers at least with getting access to Durable Robotnik's research and having them flesh out that. So that's gonna be a whole thing. We're gonna see a lot from that, no doubt. Again, considering his research is focused around, you know, the Echidna Tribe, the Master Emerald, the Chaos Emeralds, Angel Island, and all that. And I guess, you know, with artificial chaos being a thing, it means he at least examined chaos, which means, you know, the ancients. There's your link right there. So, you know, how much did he look into the ancients, you wonder? I think we're going to be getting some answers fairly soon. It's going to be really freaking exciting. Did they say exactly how we'd be getting that, by the way? Like, I think it was like a pre-order bonus or early adopter bonus or whatever. So I figure it's gonna be some sort of digital thing, so I doubt they're gonna give you an actual physical book in the game case. But is it gonna be a thing in the game itself, like a little DLC? Is it gonna be like a website thing that you access from the game itself, like a little link or something? What do you think? It could just be like a little object they place in like Shadow's Hub World or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm curious. So I think that was put in with the same stuff as the Sonic Adventure skin, where it was the early bonus. So I assume it would be something digital. Probably DLC of some sort, but you never know. Agents fought on prehistoric Earth against the end, so this is soon after the capture. I mean, you never know. I just think a giant floating island would be a little bit, you know... I can get it being a safe haven to an extent, but at the same time, with it being a big floating island that is like one of a kind, you're kind of putting a spotlight on it. Like, I know most of the stuff we see with Angel Island is all ruins and stuff, but like, do you think they had the same kind of weapons there that they had on Chaos Island? So I figured Chaos Island was the one that had most of the defenses. Maybe Angel Island's more of a last resort type deal? Look how well that worked out for him. Is it big enough to be seen from space? Sure. It's definitely a sizable landmass at least. But I don't think we actually know quite exactly how big it is. Let's not forget Sky Sanctuary is also attached to that, and that's a whole big floating ruin area as well. That may or may not actually technically count as Angel Island, but I think it does. I think there's been a little bit of dispute on that for some reason. No. Sonic community being the Sonic community. I remember like hearing some people think it was like some different thing, which is like, cause Knuckles' story in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You go to Sky Sanctuary to fight Mecha Sonic, and while you're on Sky Sanctuary, you see Angel Island in the background. And it's kind of like wobbling a bit, because the Master Emerald's not quite, you know, it's at risk because Mecha Sonic's trying to use it, and you go super with it and everything. It's being all weird, like... You know, it's weird. Sky Sanctuary is so weird. Like, it's part of Angel Island, but not really, but it is, and I don't get it. I think they're associated, obviously, but, like... You know... There's some shenanigans going on there. True. But still, with it being an island floating in the sky, it feels like you'd be bringing attention to yourself to some extent, right? even if it isn't a super massive island or anything, it still feels like it'd be attention grabbing. Okay, so I think the sandwich just right now, I saw some salads and salads, so, well, we are around the 2-hour mark again. We only got 2 Dunsparce, but it is still technically more evolutions than yesterday. And I'm getting pretty hungry. I think I'm just gonna call it here for the night. Let's go ahead and evolve these guys. Do they have the move in their learn? Yeah, it's already right. It's right there. So I just level them up. I think we're just good. Okay, Andy. So here's one. 2 segment. Fair enough. And here comes the other one. Two segment. Alright. Well, luck was not really on my side today, but that's the basic idea of how I want to do this hunt going forward. I think if I come back to this, I go for like a week or 2 at a time, where one stream, or like the first stream of the week, I do Area 0 like normal, and then the second day, I do Outbreaks. Or maybe I should start with the Outbreaks, so that way I have multiple days. No, I don't want to do that because I refresh every day anyway. So if I save one, like on Tuesday, Thursday's not going to be there anymore. Yeah, this is the basic formula I want to do for this shiny hunt going forward, for a bit of variety, so I'm not just bored out of my mind going through Area 0 for the 17th time. Just realized, doesn't Superstars have flying islands? I mean, I guess there's Sky Temple, but that feels like it's more of a Windy Valley situation, where, like, it's just a lot of fans, and then there's a tornado bit. Most of it's still on the ground. I still think Angel Island's bigger than Sky Temple ever was. Anyway. Let's check for marks. I didn't look at that. Bold and relax with a mark! Lunchtime mark! How fitting. I'm hungry. A very fitting little dude. Anyway, move to the 2-hour mark. I was hoping to do another sandwich, but at the same time, my luck's not been on my side today. Maybe I could get around another one, but that just feels like sunken cost fallacy at that point. And I could use a little something to eat. Not to mention, like, the Dunsparce stuff doesn't really hold my attention as well as, playing, typical playing games on stream normally does. There's just a lot more happening. This feels a lot more like slow and kind of chill and relaxed, and it gets me a bit. Other flying islands would make it stick out less. Not really sure, because Angel Island does go pretty high. Sky Temple doesn't really do that. And even then, how many flying islands does Sonic's World really even have? Angel Island's the big main one. Sky Temple, you could say. is kind of like that, but it's really more of a Sky Sanctuary deal where it's not really an island, it's just kind of like an extension of it, maybe. And even then, it's still a lot smaller. There might be stuff I'm forgetting. And there's a lot of stuff with the spin-offs that are kind of weird. Where it's like, the canonicity, or whatever, like, it's debatable. I can't even fully be sure. But there can't be that many, right? And Angel Island's probably the biggest one. Anyway. I think for now, it's time that I just go get something to eat. And, you know, and that'll be that. I'm also gotta get set up to do the Incineroar Terror Raid before that's gone. I gotta get that done. So, yeah, that's gonna be it from me. Next time, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. If I remember, I'm gonna make another poll, and you guys can vote again. Kinda like what we did when I was gone. Will it be more of this? Or will it be something else? Who knows? Anyway, that's gonna be it from me. What's the amount of ruined environments in the series? So much are alive when they gather more too long. I'm not sure. I never really thought about it quite as much. Well, these are questions for another time anyway. I gotta get going. Have a good night, everyone.